for the world's greatest adventure. The FFP World Tour 2026. A year-long journey to 36 destinations packed with fitness, sports, wellness, and unforgettable adventures. Each destination will be under the spotlight. 10 days of activations, events, challenges, and your chance to connect with like-minded people. The tour is led by the Chief Adventure Officer, who will travel the world for 12 months, discovering, exploring, and sharing the best experiences along the way. The CAO will be joined by 100 ambassadors throughout the world to connect with the people and inspire their city. Want to get involved? Simply register as a user or a member on our website or tag FFPTravels when posting content of the places you visit and the people you meet. It's that easy. This is more than just a tour. This is the world's greatest adventure. Hey guys, welcome along to today's show. We're outside, we're in Cairns, and we thought we'd take this portable, we thought we'd take this outdoors, we thought to have this better experience for you to show you what we're doing with FFP and how we're going to explore the world. And it starts with a simple thing like today. So welcome to FFPTravels. FFP, this is our live daily show every day, 9 a.m. UAE, 6 a.m. in the UK, it's 10 p.m. in LA, and if you're here in AUS, which is Australia, in Cairns, it's actually 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's get into it. Coming up in today's show, we've got a lot on for you, so we don't want to hold you up too long. We want you to be involved. We want you to understand with us what's going on in the world. We want to give you information, and it's really that simple. So we're going to talk about some fundamentals of exercise. We're going to talk about just what you should be doing to have the basics so you can start your journey towards a more active lifestyle. We're going to talk about esports. Is it really a sport? It's very popular and it's huge. In fact, it's getting some high-tech investments that is now in major sports like the America's Cup. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Pilates boom. It is huge. And as the world gets older, Pilates starts growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about adventure and why it's good for the brain. The outdoors. That's why we're out here. We're in the outdoors. We know how good it is for our mind, our body, our spirit, and we're going to be talking about that as well. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Let's talk about the 10-day adventure to start with. All right, so let's talk about the FFP ambassadors. So what you can see here, we just saw is our 10-day adventure trip. And the reason we're doing the 10-day adventure trip is because we're going to be going and giving away holidays to different parts of the world. Dubai, London, Bali, and Cairns, Australia. And all you've got to do to enter is literally comment in the comment section down below. All right, tag in FFPTravels, tag a friend, tag the places you're at. And then every day we draw a winner that goes into the main draw for one of those trips, those 10-day trips to Dubai, London, Cairns, or Bali. So that's simple. Just got to tag. Do that. Now, what it also leads into is our FFP World Tour, where every month we're going to have a 10-day spotlight on a city. And what we're doing between now and that time, as we're promoting this 10-day adventure trips that we're going to give away, we're also having ambassadors. We're looking for ambassadors, people who share the values of FFP, fitness, sports, wellness, and adventure, who like to share information. In fact, on my Instagram, I've also just put up a video that shows you exactly what you would do as an ambassador. You just share your everyday living, you just share what you're doing, and you'd post it and you'd tag FFPTravels, the places you're at, and the people you are with, if you're with them or if you're at some certain places. And that's it. But the ambassadors' roles themselves are actually lucrative because there's a few major benefits by being a FFP ambassador. The first one is, well, it's the luxury and prestige of being an FFPTravels ambassador that gives you opportunities to potentially go to other venues, partners, escapes, experiences to experience fitness, sports, wellness, and adventure services, activities, or communities. So you get priority allocation to these. You also get paid on a monthly basis. You can make more money by doing paid collaborations, and we have a referral scheme as well for people that are ambassadors, so that when they bring on new members, they bring on new professionals, they bring on new providers, they can earn a living. So our ambassadors really are, we're looking to support ambassadors to grow a career at helping people live a more active lifestyle. And you might be an ambassador just for fitness in Dubai, or it might be adventure in Cairns, or it might be wellness in New York. We're looking for different ambassadors to really solidify themselves as just people who want to share, not about themselves. No, it's about sharing the information, discover, explore, and connect. And that's what it's really all about. So if you want to become an FFP ambassador, the first thing you do, tag FFPTravels. The second thing you do is you either become a supporter or a member, a premium member, which you can do that via www.ffpworldtour.com. All right. And once you've done that, you can start signing people up. You can start tagging, and we'll notice you because you'll be one of our ambassadors. We'll keep a great eye on you, track on you. And if you're doing the right things, yeah, all you do is apply, and we make it official. We're like, yep, tick it off, sharing FFPTravels, and that's what we love. So that is the FFP ambassadors, and you can become an FFP ambassador by going to the FFPworldtour.com website and being a part of all those good things through there as well. So yeah, that's that. If you got any comments, questions, put them in the comment section on YouTube, on Facebook, or if it's on Instagram or on TikTok, let us know and we will reach out to you. Do you want to be an ambassador? Put ambassador in the comment section. That wraps up this. Let's get into the main section of the show. Let's talk about fitness, sports, wellness, and adventure. Roll it. All right, as we get into this one, our fitness segment, we got to thank our sponsors. Sponsors for today, yes, that's right. We're moving up in the world, and we're finding ourselves people who want to support healthy living in the UAE, in the Australia, in the UK, all over the world. So we're very, very happy and very lucky to have these sponsors. So we want a big shout out to Forge Fitness and Performance. They are a training studio. Yep. Experience premium personal training at Forge Fitness and Performance, private studio in Meydan, Dubai, built for results and one-on-one attention. That's what they really are about. They are about giving that one-on-one. They don't do group classes. They do personalized training. They help sports athletes develop their sports from the inside out. They are very methodical with what they do, and they're led by Philip Alder, also the founder there, who's had a fantastic sporting career, and now he helps other athletes and other people live better, which is one of the FFP ways, and helps sports athletes perform better as well. So make sure you check out forgefitness.ae. If you're in Dubai, give the guys a wave, give the guys a call, give the guys a message, especially if you're looking to improve your performance or improve your way of life. Thank you for your guys' support. Let's move into the fitness side of it itself. When you talk about fitness and you're looking at the fundamentals of exercise, because that's what we're going to talk about today with fitness. So leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know if you agree, disagree, if you got further tips or options as well. What are the fundamentals? That's the kind of the big question, right? It's about stripping back everything to the basics. So it's strength, it's endurance, it's mobility, it's recovery. When you're looking at improving your way of life when it comes to your fitness by doing basic strength movements, basic mobility movements, basic recovery, protocols, or if you do endurance things as well, then the basics really do matter. Strength training, squat, push up. You don't have to have any weights for these things. You just do body weight squats, body weight push-ups. You can lunge. You can do core planking as a strength. You can hold a resistance. You can tip forward with the resistance, stand back up. It's really simple, really easy. And we think about this as a strength for the body. If you don't use it, you lose it. It really is that simple. So you use it or lose it. And there's some facts behind this as well. So after 30, adults lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade without doing resistance or strength training. Now, this does not mean you have to go lift the biggest weights possible. It means that you simply do some kind of resistance that puts load on the muscle or puts tension on the muscle. So by doing that, okay, you can prevent the loss of muscle tissue or muscle mass, and that's 3 to 8% is quite a lot. That's nearly 1% a year if you look at it. Ooh, okay, it's just by doing nothing. So strength training, do your basics: squat, lunge, push up, planks, start with those. Deadlifts, put something on the ground, pick something up, brace your core. Endurance, go for a brisk walk. Go for a walk to start with. Never mind a brisk walk, just go for a walk. Like literally, that's the first thing you'll need to do. Get out, be active, just like the man behind me is. He's walking. See, there he is. Yep, there he goes. He's doing his stuff. It's awesome. It's perfect. People are walking and cycling down here. It's fantastic. That's what you want to be doing to just improve your endurance to start with. From there, you increase your speed, you increase your distance, and you go. You just keep going further, keep going longer till you get tired, as long as you share that passion and love for it. And just a quick one on that. Brisk walking for 150 minutes per week reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease by 30%. So what's 150 minutes? It means 30 minutes a day of walking. Come on, people. We need to, if you're not walking 30 minutes a day, we need to get you out. We need to get you more involved with FFP. You need to be doing your walking at least as a minimum. Okay, don't be lazy. Get off your butt. Get out there. Mobility, flexibility, really important. Stay supple. You know, a lot of younger people, and I've gone through this, are like, I'm supple. There's no problem. It's all good. So, well, yeah, but the aim is to keep using it. Keep that range of movement, especially around the joints, like by moving the joint, right? Big range of movements is what you want in order to make sure that you keep that. Because if you just sit there and you don't move it, the muscles are going to get shorter and tighter, and you can have less mobility around the joints. So when you go to reach for something, or you trip over and put your hand out something, then what can happen really simply is that because of the range of movements restricted, it can cause you an injury. So stay supple, do 15, 20 minutes. If you're watching TV, do it in front of the TV. Yeah, if you're sitting on the couch, do it on the couch. In fact, I can give you a good example. Johnny, our friend, he didn't use it, and he's got super tight hips right now. And now he's got to go back to kind of square one and start all over again. So make sure you keep using it. Recovery. Recovery is essential when it comes to maintaining your fitness on a daily basis, a regular basis. So recovery means, are you got lots of fluids? Are you drinking lots of water? Are you having your 2 to 3 liters of water per day? That's the basics. Drink water. If it's not 2 or 3 liters, make sure you're just drinking water to start with. Whatever you need to, start with something, try to add on. Are you having good nutrition? Are you having whole foods? Are you getting your macronutrients? Are you getting your vitamins? Are you getting your minerals in your body? The body does not work, and as much you might like sweets, or you might like pies, your body does not survive. Your body does not work best on just that one thing alone. It does not work great on McDonald's. So have whole foods, have your fruit and vegetables, have your wet foods like your cucumbers, your tomatoes, your mangoes, your passion fruit. You know, our body's made of water. There's over 50% of water is your body. So by having more water keeps it in a good nick. And sleep is massive. I know people in this day and age are looking to have less sleep because they want to do more, but recovery is king if you want to do it well. Even a motor needs to be turned off so it can cool down and just have a bit more durability or longevity. So by simply doing the basics of hydration, of having good nutrition and sleeping with deep sleep. Remember, we went through that yesterday. Have a look at yesterday's show if you want to find more about that. There's some key fundamentals. Is keep it quiet, keep it dark, all right, and sleep for your 7+ hours per night, right? Do these things, all right? These are the fundamentals. Strength train. Try to do 20, 30 minutes a day if you can, or do 30 minutes 3 times a week at the least. All right. Brisk walks, 30 minutes a day. So you do 20 minutes of resistance, 30 minutes of walking. You got 24 hours. That's plenty of time. Walk around the house does count, by the way, especially walk around fast. Cleaning counts as well towards activity. Stay mobile, move the joints. Yeah. Get them mobile, get them doing something, because that is beneficial for you in the long term. Keeps you supple, keeps you moving, and prevents injuries. And the last part of it is recovery. Hit your recovery. Make sure you do your recovery protocols. Just as important as brushing your teeth. You're brushing your teeth daily. Prevents rot, prevents decay, and it keeps your teeth the clean way. Do the same with recovery. Do it daily. Stay on top of it. But let us know your comments in the comment section down below. What do you think as far as, are these the fundamentals for your fitness? Do you do them, or do you miss one of these important aspects of fitness? If you do, let us know in the comment section, or ask your questions. We check out the comments afterwards and we go right into those. Okay. What is the one thing you do like most? Everyone's got their favorite. My one's probably endurance, if I'm very honest. But it just pips strength. Yeah, that'd be my one. Okay, put it in the comment section. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like. All those good things. Let's get into our next section. Okay, we're going to talk about esports, but we're going to talk about alternative sports because activity is king when it comes to just being mobile, just being doing something. A lot of people don't like going to the gym. They've got this bad relationship. Even though there's 200 million memberships now worldwide, means more people are conscious about going to the gym, means more people are conscious about longevity. But the truth is there's still many, many people out there that do not like going to the gym or doing that kind of fitness and exercise. And they're looking for alternatives when it comes to sports. So sports, a great way to stay active. You know, people love to kick a ball, hit a ball with a racket or a bat. They love to do other things like triathlon and swimming and cycling. But there's alternatives. So paddle, for example, has been introduced, must be about 30, 40 years ago now, but it's the fastest growing sport in Europe. It's a condensed version of tennis, an extended version of squash. All right, so it's like a big, large glass squash court on a miniature tennis court, and it's played with pairs, 2 on each side. Anyway, it's the fastest growing sport in Europe. 25 million players across 90 countries. That's paddle. 25 million plus players. Wow. That shows how many active people there are in the world just playing paddle, and it's still booming. In fact, there is a lot of luxury hotels now that make paddle a mandatory part of their fitness and wellness protocols. So they have to put a paddle court inside their hotels. It's crazy. High rocks is another one that's becoming big. It's a combination of fitness and marathons. You end up doing 8 kilometers of running. You run and do an exercise, run and do an exercise, run and do an exercise. Sorry, one run 1 kilometer, do an exercise. They have now, in such a short time, it's 30 countries wide. All right, and the participation has doubled from 2022 to 2024, and now they're looking at Olympic inclusion. They're trying to get Olympic inclusion, and they're looking to do that in Melbourne later on. Is it this year? I think it might be later on this year. They're looking to put on a real big shing-ding and see if they can get high rocks into the Olympics as well. So that'll be interesting to see. But what we're going to talk about today is the esports phenomenon. Now, I've kind of followed this a little bit here and there over the past few years, and the reality is that there's so many. I don't say, there's semi-skilled people in esports. There's usually young gamers, all right, and there's technology behind it. And it's just obviously easy for everyone to get involved with. It kind of allows you to do things that you couldn't do physically yourself, right? So anyway, there's esports to everything. When people think of esports, they were usually thinking, it was the Doom, or back in the day it was Doom or Dungeons and Dragons. I can't even remember what it was called, Fortnite and stuff like this. You can tell I'm not a gamer, but it's gone into sports as well. So obviously basketball, soccer became big, rugby became big. You know, these esports games, they're like that, and those phenomenal players. They've made championships out of it. Now, if you look at the latest edition of the America's Cup, what they had is they actually had an esports competition, and they flew the winners over. Where they flown to? I believe it was Spain. Italy, sorry. They flew them over to Italy for an esport yachting competition. And it had big simulators, and it was phenomenal. In fact, a young Kiwi boy, I believe he was about 14 or 15 years old, he won that one. That was last year. And that was a bit of a phenomenon that's kind of kicked on, and more people are getting into it. So is it a sport? That's my first question. Do you consider esports a sport? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Now, I'll give you some things on this. The esport audience is looked to surpass 640 million in 2025. 640 million people watch esports. People have channels, YouTube channels, Twitch channels, Prime channels, TikTok channels, Instagram, Snapchat. it's phenomenal how big esports is. But when you think about it, when they got servers, technology, computers, cameras, microphones, chairs, like everything's sold, desks, PC, computers for faster interaction, multiple interaction. Those proper esports people have like multiple things. They have the Xbox, they have the PlayStation, they have whatever else is going on, Nintendo, and the PCs on top of that. And it's just made this massive boom in industry where they can put massive prizes up. For example, there was a competition. I don't want to say when was it again. I'm just trying to double check on when it was. Yes, the Esports World Cup happened in 2025. It was in Riyadh. It ran for 7 weeks and it had 25 sports. Now, there was $70 million in the prize pool. 70 million was spread out around 25 sports. Even if it's just one winner, that's 25 million. Oh, sorry, was it? No, 3 million. It's 3 million per sport was allocated. 3 million. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of money for esports. I don't know how exactly it was divided up, but there was 3 million on-site visitors reported by the organizers. Now, if you're honest, they probably inflated it a little bit. Most people do. But still, anywhere close to 3 million, even if it's 2 million, is still phenomenal. You know, and how many people were watching online around the world? Esports, it is huge. I remember there's $1 million prizes for teams. There's professional teams that train in e-games, and now it's coming into esports. I can only see the trend continuing. It's, yeah. What about you? Who do you think this is for? Because this is a trend that's only going to continue to go up, and more people are getting into it, especially with the advancements of technology, with VR, virtual reality, being included in a lot of these sports. I mean, America's Cup proved how technology advanced it is with esports. But put it in the comments below. Remember, tag in esports, tag in yes or no. Let us know. Because also, your chance to go into the draw for that 10-day holiday to Cairns, Bali, Dubai, or London. Yes, sir. Cool. That's a wrap on that. Leave your comments, like, subscribe, and we're going to move on. Oh, sponsors. Yo. Yeah, our sponsor was Forge. Maybe our sponsor, Forge Fitness. Remember those ones. Thank you to the guys for sponsoring this part of the show, the sports show. We're going to move on to wellness. Cool. Also, welcome into wellness, guys. This one, I'm just going to look at my notes, just going to make sure I'm out in the beautiful Cairns, as you can see. Welcome back in. Before we get started into the wellness news, we like to thank our sponsors, Barefoot Tours, for making this possible today. You know, it takes a lot of organization to get things like this up and running. Barefoot Tours, discover the real Cairns with Barefoot Tours. They are a local provider here in Cairns, and as we talked about yesterday, adventure is booming. They're fun, laid-back adventures through the rainforest, the waterfalls, and they show you the hidden gems you won't find on your own. Go to barefoottours.com.au to book a trip with them when you come into Cairns. They take you around Atherton, they show you the waterfalls. It's a beautiful, beautiful route that they go on, and it's through the world's oldest rainforest area and region. So check them out, book a tour with them today. Wellness, Pilates. Pilates is, let's give you the details, kind of a little kind of inlight, and it's booming. It's honestly booming. I've been talking to education providers in the UAE, and the most popular courses they have are these Pilates classes. Pilates courses, sorry, I should say. Classes and courses, a bit of both. There's Pilates studios popping up nearly, it feels like weekly over in the UAE, and I'm sure the trend is happening globally. So there's probably a new Pilates studio open up daily around the world. If you don't know anything about Pilates, let me give you some insights. So it started by Joseph Pilates. He lived from 1883 to 1967. He's a German-born physical trainer. All right, he created this concept, which originally was called controlology. It was the art of controlling the body through the mind. Okay, now it's developed first that was in World War One for shoulders to rehabilitate injuries when they were using the hospital beds and the springs. So it was used for a purpose during the World War One. All right, and there were some fundamentals that were used to help these patients go with injuries. One was concentration, body and mind concentration, tension, control, so precise movements over brute force. That was more the ethos there. Centering, so using the powerhouse, so the core muscles, the abs, the lower backs, the hips, the glutes to drive the movements. There was flow. Like there wasn't jerky movements. Everything was like, I want to say a nice flow. Yeah, that's why they call it flow. Precision, correct alignments matter more than quantity. So it wasn't about how many, it was about how you're doing it correctly. And then breathing. Everything comes from the breath. So it's not about holding your breath. It's about inhaling and exhaling with deep stabilization and activation. So that was the core principles of Pilates. Now, if you've seen Pilates and you've seen these hot roll-like beds, they're called reformers. In fact, there is I'm going to have a spotlight this one. Body Base is a new studio inside UAE. Just opened up, I believe, at the Maidan. Actually, can't remember the name of the hotel off the top of my head. I think it might be. I won't say anything, so I might butcher that one. But they've just opened up. They had a big launch as well, and the beds are improving. The reformer beds are improving, and it's a very good workout with the longevity theme trend happening around the world. Pilates is becoming a big player in that movement, because everybody wants to do things for longer. In fact, I myself personally can say I've done mat Pilates exercises, which has helped me with my back and my hips and my knees. It's been like you just heard about the principles. It does do that. It works from the inside out. It works with stability, activation, control. And so I'm a big advocate of all fitness and wellness, but I do highly recommend to people to do some Pilates, especially if you're looking to keep active for longer into your life, or some form or type of Pilates for sure. All right, because it does make a big difference. Now the boom is happening it's looking to exceed, like the Pilates and yoga industry by 2030 is looking to exceed $270 billion. It's a massive, massive market. In fact, it's actually a premium service when you do reformer. It's not like one of these another class type of things. It's well and highly sought out. The trainers, the coaches, the beds, the equipment, and the practice of Pilates. Okay, and so that you can see like $270 billion by 2030 in that industry is no joke. It means it's having a massive impact on the world, and it's helping increase the longevity or the active living of people well into the later time. Again, I keep going back to the Japanese, the 100,000 people over the age of 100, but they're also active 100 people as well. Oh, I just had a green ant walk across the face of the camera. I don't know if you guys saw that. So Pilates is a big thing. So the difference between Pilates and yoga, Pilates is rooted in spiritual mindfulness, spirituality, mindfulness, and static holds, where Pilates is rooted in physical rehabilitation, focus on control strengthening, and core precise alignment. So that's really the big difference, because people go like, what is the difference between Pilates and yoga? And so that is the difference of it. So do you do Pilates? Do you do reformer? Do you do mat? Do you do it on a regular basis? Are you a teacher? Are you a coach? What do you feel the benefits are of Pilates? Why do you recommend it to people besides the ones I've got? Do you have tips of your own and how people can get into it? But yeah, that's going to wrap up our wellness. But again, big shout out to our sponsor, Barefoot Tours. Make sure you go to barefoottours.com.au to book your next scenic trip when you're coming to Cairns here in the beautiful North Tropical Queensland. Make sure you like and subscribe. That is wellness. Let's rock on to adventure. Why is adventure? Why is it good for the brain? We're going to find out. But before we do, I said we're in the beautiful Cairns. We got some Cairns sponsors sponsoring today's show, and a big shout out to Cairns Canyoning. If you want to experience, I talked about this the other day. Adventure tourism is going towards local providers that give you immersive experiences, and Cairns Canyoning does exactly that. Dive into the pure adrenaline with Cairns Canyoning. Abseil slides, splash your way through the rainforest, wild waterfalls, and crystal clear pools. Go to cairnscanyoning.com to book your experience here in Cairns, and it literally is that experience. You've seen me post up photos before. It's one thing to take a photo of the rainforest. It's another thing to experience by walking through the rainforest, through the trees, through the water, over the rocks, down the slides. It's a whole other experience. It's a lifetime memory for certain, not just here in Cairns, but wherever you go. So when you are in Cairns, you're coming towards the North Tropical Queens. Look how beautiful this is out here. Look at the blue sky behind me. I'm out here doing a show. It's just amazing. So if you get here, when you get here, go to Cairns Canyoning, book your tour with them, cairnscanyoning.com, and thank you for being a sponsor of today's show. Let's go into the adventure news. Why is it good for the brain? Well, I think Cairns Canyoning actually embodies this part of the show, really. It's great that they're one of our sponsors for today, because there's a mental well-being about being outdoors. Like when you're around the rainforest, obviously that's where the oxygen comes from, right? Turns nitrogen into oxygen. That's what trees do. And so when you're in a rainforest, there's just so much oxygen out there. So your senses are enlightened, and like you take these deep breaths of air, and it's just, you're in a whole other world. And there's the tranquil silence when you're out in the rainforest. So there's the serenity. And then there's the freshness of the plants, the ground, the nature, the water, the sound of running water. So you get this really massive kick of the sensories when you go into the rainforest, right? Or when you go on adventures, whether it be in the rainforest, or whether it be on the ocean, or whether it be on the mountains, whether it be on the snow, whether it be through the desert, your what's the word for that? Your sense, well, it's not on my brain at the moment. It's out of my brain. But the point being is that your body gets lit up, literally. So anyway, let's take a look at something more scientific. So neurochemistry. New or challenging activities spike dopamine, improving motivation and learning. So we mostly get dopamine hits from phones, right? By looking through news, getting excited and going, oh, wow. Going on adventures gives you a whole new experience, gives you the immersive hands-on experience. In 2024, meta-analysis showed outdoor adventure programs, they improve stress coping and confidence, especially in young adults. And honestly, I can tell you right now, I had a bit of a stressful morning, and I left the house, came outside. That's why we're doing this show out here as well, to show you guys the outdoors, and because we've got the technology to do it. But it literally does put you in a different space and place. Like I was feeling, if I'm very open and honest about it, I was feeling a bit depressed, a bit anxious, been just, I wasn't too sure, confused, a little bit worried. And then, got outside, fresh air, trees, ocean, mountains, rainforest. Man, things just changed. So I can tell you right now, the literal, actual, realistic effect of being outdoors. And that's what adventures are. Adventures are outdoors: hiking, cycling, mountain biking, walking, canyoning, doing things like that. And the thing was that we talked about this a few times. Adventure travel is one of the fastest growing segments of wellness tourism, and it's valued probably by 2030. Again, everyone's marking 2030 as their goals, but it's $1 trillion industry. And they're saying at the moment, there was talked about reports, 76% of that is going towards local providers, people like Cairns Canyoning, brands like Cairns Canyoning, born and bred here in Cairns as well. So there's some big movement when it comes to adventure. It's something I always recommend getting involved with. Is just, especially when you think about longevity, when you think about long-term living, outdoors, oceans, forests, park, beaches, fields. I don't think you can beat it, if you ask me. But anyway, let me know what your comments are. Put them in the comment section down below. What is your best adventure you've been on? What is the adventures you want to go on? Where's a place that you would always recommend to somebody else? Let us know. Share by discovering, exploring, and connecting with people. And a big thank you again to Cairns Canyoning for sponsoring this segment of the show. You guys are beautiful. All right, let's go to recap again. Let's go back to the 10-day adventure holiday. I'm going to recap that for you one more time. Okay, so the 10-day adventure holiday is what we're giving away between now and the end of the year. We're going to have people coming onto the show here to connect with us, to share their experiences, to share their expertise, because obviously it needs to be more than just me. FFP is all about discovering, exploring, and connecting, and that's what we're making the show all about. Our producer, Amar, he's in the background here. We're just working through the finer details. I hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, comment FFP World Tour in the comment section. Let us know where you'd like us to go. Where would you like us to take the show? Who would you like us to bring onto the show? What expertise do you want to hear about, know about, talk about? Would you like to get onto the show? Would you like to support FFP? Simply go to ffpworldtour.com. Check out more about what the tour is, what's happening with the tour. Comment on our social medias. Right, it's all at FFPTravels. And if you want to support us as well to help build this mission, we're looking for additional funding to help out. So become a supporter, become a member, become a panel, or become a provider with us as well. We'd love your support, or just simply register for free as FFPTravels.com. That is our booking platform where we find our providers, we find the services, we put them on this platform so you can find them quicker, so you can book with them sooner, so you can have the experiences that you deserve. If you are with that, happy days. So otherwise, you want to become a supporter, you can also go to stan.store/FFPTravels. That's where you can find the different memberships available for FFP. And you could also find us on our social medias, FFPTravels. That's the one we're growing for you, the public, the community, to connect, discover, and explore. But that's enough from us for today's show. Like and subscribe as always. We need your support. We need your help to find, discover, explore, and connect. And so if you have anything else as far as like comments on the show, what you'd like us to talk about, like I said, like, subscribe, follow us for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back 9 a.m. in the UAE or 3 p.m. in the afternoon here in Australia. But I hope you enjoyed the outdoors. Would you like to see us more outdoors? Thanks to producer Amar for the show. And we'll see you tomorrow. Stay active, stay healthy. Get ready for the world's greatest adventure. The FFP World Tour 2026. A year-long journey to 36 destinations packed with fitness, sports, wellness, and unforgettable adventures. Each destination will be under the spotlight. 10 days of activations, events, challenges, and your chance to connect with like-minded people. The tour is led by the Chief Adventure Officer, who will travel the world for 12 months, discovering, exploring, and sharing the best experiences along the way. The CAO will be joined by 100 ambassadors throughout the world to connect with the people and inspire their city. Want to get involved? Simply register as a user or a member on our website or tag FFPTravels when posting content of the places you visit and the people you meet. It's that easy. This is more than just a tour. This is the world's greatest adventure.